Life isn't just about watching the clock tick away. It's a collection of experiences, their intensity, their frequency, their meaning. Yet, how many of us truly live rather than simply exist? Too often we let fear, doubt, and the weight of societal expectations keep us stuck, clinging to routines that no longer serve us. But what if you decided to break free? What if you chose to stop surviving and started thriving, to challenge the status quo, to pursue what truly sets your soul on fire? This is your chance to redefine your path and embrace the potential within you. Life's greatest lessons come through adversity, through facing the challenges that make us stronger. Every setback is a signal, a test, a chance to grow. But growth demands courage. It requires you to let go of who you are to become who you are meant to be. Happiness tied to outcomes is fleeting, but true joy lies in the journey, in the process of becoming better than you were yesterday, in living a life of purpose and passion. This is your call to action. It's time to face the doubts that hold you back, to dismantle the barriers keeping you from your destiny. It's time to focus, to build, to push beyond limits, and to step boldly into the life you were meant to live. Add your brick to the path of progress. Shape a legacy of resilience and greatness, not just for yourself, but for those who watch you, learn from you, and are inspired by you. Remember, the time is now, and it will always be now. So, take the first step, move forward, lead the way. Pay the price to grow, to change, to become, and discover the treasures life holds when you dare to truly live.
Life is not just the passing of time. Life is not just the passing of time. Life is a collection of experiences, their frequency and their intensity. Life is not just watching the clock tick away. Life is a collection of experiences, their intensity, their frequency.
You've got to let go and let it happen. Because if you don't, you're going to be all clutched up. You're going to be constantly trying to do what can happen healthily only if you don't try. You, the existence, the physical universe, is basically playful. There is no necessity for it whatsoever. It isn't going anywhere. That is to say, it doesn't have some destination that it ought to arrive at, same way dancing. You don't aim at a particular spot in the room. That's where you should arrive. The whole point of the dancing is the dance.
But I've learned the greatest challenge of life is knowing when to break with conventional wisdom. Don't just accept the world you inherit today. Don't just accept the status quo. No big challenge has ever been solved, and no lasting improvement has ever been achieved unless people dare to try something different, dare to think different.
I don't tell people that they're okay the way they are. Now I say, no, you could be way more than you are. And they're relieved about that, you see? Because if you're in a dark and terrible place and someone says you're okay the way you are, then you don't know what to do about that. No, I'm not. I'm having a terrible time and I'm hopeless. You're okay the way you are. Well, then what? That's it. That's it. That's where I am. And what do you want to tell a young person? You're 17, you're okay the way you are? It's like, no, you're not. You got 60 years to be better. And you could be way better. You could be incomparably better across multiple dimensions. And in pursuing that better, that's where you find meaning in your life. And that will give you the antidote to the suffering.
You gotta have a heart when you're making these moves. When you're going to work, when you executing these dreams, you're doing this for your life. And it ain't nothing more valuable than that. So have your heart when it's time to accept those challenges. Next step, ask yourself, what's blocking you? What's preventing you from acting? Why don't you have the courage to handle that? Why won't you face that? What are you running away from? What kind of avoidance behavior are you engaged in?
And so my question to us is this: every single day, in every aspect of our lives, and the things we're privileged to do, and the people we're connected to, when the situation of the moment does not go our way, because we all know what to do when it goes right. But when God says no, who will you be? but most importantly, who's watching you and who can be blessed by the opposition, diversity, and the challenge that you're facing every day of the week. I think we're tasked to make this world a better place. Let's never forget why we exist and why we do what we do every single day. Let's never take this thing for granted and think that alarm clock wakes us up.
If you look at life as it is a trial ground, a testing ground for where you need to belong, where you need to go, suffering is a fact of life. If you look at suffering the right way, it's a great tool to callous your mind. If you look at it as suffering, woe is me, this is bull God kicking rocks. If you look at like, okay, testing me, now I get it. Whenever I'm being like depressed, I go to depressed moments like, oh, hang on, I'm getting tested. So you have to be aware of all the signals and signs that are being given to you from the world. One of them is, if you feel bad, you're being tested, how are you going to perform on that? And that suffering is a part of life.
That time is now. It will always be now. It's time to add your brick to the path of progress. It's time for all of us to move forward, and it's time for you to lead the way. You'll go for it until you understand it. You'll practice it until you develop the skill. Never give up until however long that is, step by step, piece by piece, book by book, go for it. Don't miss the chance to grow and resolve that you'll pay the price. Until you learn, change, grow, become, then you'll discover some of life's best treasures. When you pay that price.
Here's the truth. Life is not a spectator sport. It's not about standing on the sidelines, watching the days blend into weeks, the weeks into years, as time slips through your fingers. Life is a battlefield of experiences, a canvas waiting for you to paint your masterpiece, a symphony waiting for your unique rhythm. It's not enough to simply exist. You must live, and live boldly. You must embrace every moment, every trial, and every triumph, because that's where the beauty of life is found. Think about the challenges you face, the struggles, the setbacks, the doubts that creep into your mind. These aren't signs that you're failing, they're proof that you're alive. Each challenge is a test, a moment designed to strengthen your resolve and push you toward the version of yourself that you were always meant to be. Don't fear these moments, embrace. Let them callous your mind and sharpen your spirit. Because the greatest growth comes from the deepest struggle. The world will try to tell you who you are. It will try to define your limits, place you in a box, and convince you to accept the status quo. But here's the thing. You are more than the world's expectation. You are more than the setbacks you face or the mistakes you've made. You are capable of more than you've ever imagined, but only if you're willing to only if you're willing to break free from the constraints of conventional thinking and dare to be different. So what's holding you back? What fears or doubts are stopping you from taking that first step toward your dream? Is it the fear of failure? The fear of judgment? Ask yourself this: what's worse, failing or never trying at all? The clock is ticking, and every second is an opportunity to move closer to the life. It's time to stop running from your fears and start confronting them. It's time to stop waiting for the perfect moment and start creating.
The beauty of life is that it's never too late to rewrite your story. The chapter you're living right now doesn't define you. It prepares you. Every failure, every heartbreak, every moment of doubt is fuel for your next move. But you have to be willing to use it. You have to let it shape you, not break you. Because in the end, the most powerful version of yourself is the one who has faced adversity and come out stronger, the one who has turned pain into purpose and failure into fuel. This world needs you, not the version of you that settles for less, but the version that dares to rise above. You have something unique to offer, a gift that no one else can bring. The time to act is now, not tomorrow. Not when you feel ready, but now. Take the first step, no matter how small, and keep going. Build brick by brick, step by step, until you've created a life that inspires not only yourself, but everyone around you. Remember, life is not about arriving at some distant destination. It's about the journey. It's about the passion you pour into your work, the love you give to others, and the courage you show in the face of fear. It's about dancing through the chaos, finding joy in the struggle, and creating meaning from every moment. So live with purpose, lead with heart, and never ever stop striving for better. This is your life. Make it count.